Yo, yo, yo. Yo. What is up? What's going on, Cindy? What's up, Art Nerd? How's it going, everyone? How's it going, Junie? What's up, Popcorn Pro? What's up, already? Slap the Meat. What a username. I gotta fix this pop filter a little bit here. How are you guys doing today? Would be funny if the mysterious merchant spawned while we're here in the stream. Is that from a particular video game? I feel like mysterious merchants are kind of like a commonality across multiple games. It's like an archetype a little bit, right? I had the harrowing realization that this is the last week of my 20s. Yeah, I remember the feeling of turning 30, and I didn't think anything of it until I actually turned 30, and then it kind of did a little something to my brain. I felt kind of sad, and then I stopped feeling sad. Honestly, 30s are great, though, I will say. So you're coming up, you're moving towards a really awesome part of your life. I think the 30s can be really awesome because I think the general take seems to be that, you've developed and ideally matured a lot as an adult. You know a lot of things about yourself and your place in the world, and maybe some things about your career, and you feel a little more confident in certain ways about how your place in the world and where you want to be, what kind of people you want in your company. And the cool thing is, in your 30s, you're still young enough to be able to do a lot of things, right? So it's like a sweet spot of all these different things. What's up, Knoxville? How's it going? And that's not me trying to cope either. But yeah, I think today I was just gonna start the stream by maybe experimenting a little bit more with some garage house. I didn't even know this was a genre until recently. Until literally the other day, when I was working on something at around like 135 BPM, and I think it was Tomboy, that squirrel, that was like, "Oh, this sounds like garage house," and I didn't realize that seems to be a genre. So I figured I'd try to make some more of it, and if we go into some other territory, that's totally fine. What was the greatest moment in your 20s? That's an interesting question. I think the greatest moment, I couldn't pick like one particular moment, but the general thing that happened for me in my 20s that was the most meaningful was, I think, finding success as an artist and finding a place in the industry. And it completely shifted my perspective of myself and what I thought could be possible in my life. Yo, damn. Millennials, thank you so much for gifting those subs. This is very kind of you. First time chatter here. Love your music. Thank you. Yo, so we got some new subscribers. Mr. Zev, Lone Vessel Tunes, Couch Tracks, Stevel, and Corbs Created. Thanks again for those gifted subs. That was very kind. But yeah, I think in terms of 20s, that was like the biggest thing that happened for me. There's all sorts of little moments scattered throughout that were really pivotal for me as well, in terms of like meeting certain people in the industry and in general. But yeah, I mean, I did also meet my soon-to-be wife in my 20s as well. So that was a pretty major thing. But I didn't really know she would become my wife until my 30s. So that's a little bit of a gray area. But yeah. Wait, was that question directed at me or Art Nerd? Because I just realized that maybe you were talking to Art Nerd. Damn hangnails, dude. Okay. Let's I wanted to hear your answer either way. Let's see. And whom would you become if you weren't a musician? It's a good question. I think if music hadn't worked out for me, it would have turned into more of a hobby. I mean, I was always very, very focused and determined when it came to music. So if I wasn't doing it full time, I would definitely be doing it regardless, like part time on the side. But I don't know. I it's possible I could have gone like the more academic route or educational route or something. And as I've gotten older, I've definitely grown more interested in other in things I previously have not really had quite as much interest in. I love sci-fi quite a bit. So like maybe I would have tried to go into like the soundtrack, go down the soundtrack route. Try to get internships at studios, try to get my foot in the door somewhere there instead of being like a full-time artist or something like that. Uh, but yeah, I'm not sure. Honestly, like the way that I always felt about music is it felt kind of like a do or die thing for me because it was like I could never picture myself doing anything else when I was growing up. Um, I tried my hand at random jobs, and I mean, in school, nothing really clicked for me, and I didn't have motivation towards pretty much anything the way I did with my music. So it felt very much like my eggs were all in that basket for a long time. He back at it. What up? Um, that's funny. I thought so too. Now I work 4 days a week as an architect. That is so cool, dude. I was literally gonna say, architecture. I think is so interesting, so fascinating. I don't know anything about architecture, and obviously there's a lot of different layers to that, right? There's kind of um, like the parts that interest me maybe more so are like the more like the creative decisions that can go into it, the aesthetic decisions, but the functionality aspect, of course, too, like balancing form and function, I think is really interesting. I live in Milwaukee, and there's an art museum here, a Milwaukee Art Museum that's really beautiful. It's designed to kind of like look like a boat, and I don't know why I randomly thought of that specifically, but just a cool example of architecture. I remember taking this. It's so annoying. I'm telling you, there's good stuff. Yeah, listen, a landscape architect, not building a skyscraper, right? Totally. I bet a lot of younger people that get into architecture kind of like have these big dreams of, you know, kind of like a magnum opus, having this insane, like really unique looking structure that they designed that gets built, and but the realities behind architecture, it's very I can imagine it gets extremely complicated, especially like having owned a house for a couple years or so, like almost 3 years now. Just the moving parts in just this like tiny home, is one thing, and then to like create these giant concrete structures or whatever materials are used to accommodate all these different things humans do. It's pretty wild. At the end of the day, as an architect, you usually design schools and 6-part houses. Yeah, I believe that. That makes sense to me. Maybe an occasional apartment complex or something like that too. But yeah, I one last thing I'll say about architecture is there's in Chicago, my dad took me on a boat tour once. I've gone on it twice now with him, actually, I think, where they take you along the river through the city, give you some historical facts about Chicago, but they also talk about the architecture a lot. Chicago is interesting because it burned down. I forget when it was. 19 whatever. It burned down completely, and they had to rebuild everything from scratch. So it's kind of an interesting city when you look at it that way. But there's so much cool history there too that's like intertwined, of course, with the architecture. Like the what is that hotel? It's like I think it's a Hard Rock Hotel in Chicago that looks like a champagne bottle that was built during Prohibition, as like kind of like a big middle finger to I don't know, just like the government for outlawing alcohol and just kind of saying like we'll still celebrate alcohol but just build an entire building that looks like a champagne bottle. But anyways, cool. Let's get into some music. Let's see what we can get up to today. I just started I built this kit on stream the other day, and so I kind of slapped it in here, and I started experimenting like with just like throwing some other loops in here. I'm gonna start maybe just playing some random chords. 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 I don't mind those. I like those chords actually. Hold on, let me try something out here. Yeah. I like that a little more. Kind of tighten it up. Okay, that's not a bad start. I'm kind of hearing like a little bit of a gentle little. I feel like a bass line. I don't know whether to do something like more legato or something really jumpy. My first instinct was to do something kind of jumpy. So why don't we start by just creating some kind of patch, a simple little bass pluck patch here. And let's see. Add some diffuser action. Some ASIM. I like that. I might change the chords just a tiny bit to accommodate this chord. Let's see. I like the, maybe I won't quantize this right now. I feel like the playing was maybe good enough to keep for now. Kinda. Not quite good enough. Are you're considering redeeming the baby? You guys are baby addicts. If only he knew how famous he was. Yeah, let's see. What, so... Okay, I think I got it. So... Alright, this should work. Alright. I saw it coming. Okay. I'll see what the baby's up to. He was so vocal this morning. I'm sure he'd love a little bit of attention. Let's throw the old BRB song in here. All right. I will... BRB, I'll grab the baby boy. There we go. Taking over the stream. business. He's such a cute cat, man. What a cute kitty. All right. What were we doing? What's up, Joelitis? What's going on, Cryptogramma? Why did I say Cryptogramma? Cryptic Gamma. I hate it when my grandmas are cryptic. All right. Okay, I think I changed my mind. I don't want that. Okay, question is, how do we quantize this? Because it's definitely swung to a degree. So these we can do 100%, but the other ones maybe we leave. Do you guys think his desktop wallpaper is the microcosm cover art? No. This is the twofold art by my man Patrick. Yeah. You guys will see it on the vinyl if you purchase it. Which, by the way, it should be available Monday. I wanted to launch it earlier, but honestly, like, this is my first time trying to sell a physical product myself, and it is definitely a little bit more complex than I had originally thought. There is a particular reason why it didn't go well. Yeah, anyways, it's just a little more complex than I thought, but it'll be worth it. Let's get some sidechains set up here. Please tell me I can buy it in the UK. Oh, of course. I will be shipping them worldwide myself. I'll include a little note and make sure to thank you personally for supporting me. But yeah, I'll ship it worldwide. I'll definitely ship it to Spain, UK, whatever. GG Rattle, thank you so much for the sub. Very kind of you. Okay, we have a decent little start to our song here. Here's a more intense version of the same kit. So I wonder if maybe we should have, let's try to like flip these. So maybe we could go like this. And then we want a chiller version of this vibe here. So why don't we just go like this and see what this sounds like. Just as a starting point. Okay. Where is the... Here we go. So this is the... I love doing this with vocoders, y'all. I don't know. I love having control over the release for hi-hats and the texture that a vocoder adds to the noise setting in the vocoder adds. I don't know. It's kind of nice. I shall be buying a 2 record player. Just been refreshed with a new stylus. Hell yeah. Glad to hear it. Hold on. Let me before I forget about it, I'll grab it real quick. I have one of them sitting right behind me here. Here we go. This is how they look. And yeah, it's the 10-year anniversary this year, so makes me really happy. Honestly, like just oh, here we go. I'll hold it like this. Where's it going to be listed? No, it's going to be on my website exclusively, most likely. I mean, maybe I'll offer it other places too, but at the moment, I'm only planning on selling it on my website. And that's part of the reason, honestly, why it's taking a little bit longer to set up, because I want it to feel a certain way. I you know, if I'm going to ask people to spend money on something of mine, you know, I want the experience to be a certain way. So we'll get it there. We'll get it there. Twofold Part 2 is my most listened to album. Hell yeah. Love to hear that. Thanks, man. All right. What are we going to do here? This sounds like Wii music to me right now. One, two, three, oh. These samples always make me laugh.
Hey!
I don't know why. They're just...
Get down, baby! Hey! Woo!
It's like, it's so on the nose, but I love it.
Well. Yeah.
Actually, hold on. This one's got like a little bit of a pitch to it. This could be cool as like a vocal thing. Hold on. So that's A flat major, I think. Let's see, A flat major. What happens if we tune this? I thought it was pretty close. Actually, I was hearing it doing something else. All right, let's do B major instead. I think that should get me the results I'm looking for. Yeah, okay. Hold on. Let's get some delay on this bad boy. Let's reduce this mix a bit. Okay. It's not quite. I was hoping it would, hold on. Maybe I could just manually tune this one. It's gonna be really hard to do this manually. I guess I should have. I don't know why I don't have Melodyne installed. I have a copy. I just. I mean, that's fine. We're just sketching random stuff right now anyways. This isn't anything. Let's try to duplicate this and maybe experiment with the patch a little more. Kind of want to set the porta to always, and that's a little bit much maybe. Get another layer in here and get a little bit of some going. Let's see, PD noise. Not crazy about how this unison is sounding on here, but let's try to mess around with this a little bit more. Let's get a tiny bit of just an eensy-weensy little pitch movement going on here. Kind of like, I don't know if I have any Latin inspired percussion, but like, I don't know. I kind of want to like. Yeah, okay, I don't want to use that, but like I was thinking about maybe some Latin percussion, even if it like, what is this? I mean, sure, whatever. Let's just cut out the low end. Oh yeah, it's very straight, so that's gonna conflict a bit with the garage feel, I guess. Yeah, that's not gonna work. that's fine. Let's see what else we could do. The hell's going on with this bass line? Why does it keep getting stuck on a MIDI note somehow? Like, what is this? I did not play that. I don't know why Ableton does that. Yo! The hell's going on today? Popcorn Pro, thank you so much for gifting 5 subs. That's very kind of you. And welcome to all the new subs. I like Garage. Well, I appreciate it. Thoughts on the new Madeon? I haven't heard it yet. I wish I could just pull up songs without having to worry about it on stream, because I'd love to listen to it with y'all, but pretty sure DMCA will give me a strike, and that would not be good. I don't mind the idea of having something bright and shimmery. Maybe not here, maybe like more so in the previous section. Yeah, I like it in this section area, actually. Sure. Let's do that, I suppose. What else do we add here? I think actually I want to take these out of the performance area and put them down here. Let's keep these color coded because why not? Let's stay organized, y'all. Stay organized. Okay, I have a random thought that's probably not gonna work in this song, but whatever. Let's just experiment a little bit here. Ooh, actually, you know what could work though is maybe a little bit of guitar. Let's see. Wait, let me turn this up. Hold on, let me get some kind of like multi-band dynamic thing going on this. Let me get rid of this little thing here. It's cool, but I'm like I gotta warm up my fingers a little bit more. My wrist is slightly uncomfortable today. I was doing some of those exercises for my wrist, and I think I went a little overboard yesterday. Hold on, this sounds cool too, though. Like, what if we went more of a flamenco kind of vibe? I can't really play that, but we can kind of fake it. The delay is or the reverb is quite intense. I think if we had a little more control over that, that would probably be good. So let me try to fine tune this a little bit more. That I can try to jam, but I don't really use this plugin that much, so I don't really know where I'm supposed to look for these things. Stoke volume. Settings. There's got to be like an effect. Whoa. There's got to be like. What is this? This looks like it's the reverb here. There we go. We found it. Nice. Okay. Let's see what kind of reverb we want on this. I think I'd rather use Valhalla than their native stuff, just because I'm more familiar with it. Whoops. Okay, actually, one thing I do need to change in this real quick, though. Right now, it's set to a mode where it reads, it plays the notes based on what string it thinks it should be played on. But there's a way to like switch it to a keyboard mode where it just lets you play every note. There we go. Well, if I could play guitar, it might sound a little something like that. Okay, what the hell were we doing before I got sidetracked? I think we're gonna... Let's see. Maybe we could just start creating something slightly different over here. Now it's just like a kick drum, nothing else. Maybe a little bit of... no. Whoops, I gotta delete that. It's kind of a fun little riff, very simple, but... Okay, I don't really know if this is going to lead to anything, but that's the fun of producing random stuff. Let's see. Let's grab this and see what this sounds like with kind of like a more fleshed out drum. I think we need to quantize it a little bit in order for this to... I think I also need to hear the way that these drums are swung so I can kind of play it in time with those versus playing it more straight. Yeah, something like that should be all right. Just try to simplify it a little bit. And let's see how we can flesh this out. Okay, get the piano back in here. I'm kind of having fun with some alterations to the chord progression. I think I'm kind of peaking a little bit at points, but I don't want to slap a limiter on here because that's going to add some unwanted latency. That one's because of that reference from you, Cryptic. Maybe we could just like add some basic chords like that for now. I think I want to change up those last few chords. I'm trying to decide whether to make that last chord minor or dominant. I don't know. Just playing around with those chords is really fun, though, I will say. So what were those last few? I think that's the voice leading we want. Okay, let's try to record that real quick. I don't know, something like that. Something like that. I don't really know what to do with this. Actually, hold on. Let me get this bass line down. I don't know. Whatever. Something like that. Just do something like this real quick, just to quantize those main downbeats. We'll leave the rest be. And I kind of was hearing maybe there are a few presets that I think could sound good, but I don't know exactly where they are. Well, I did like this sound. I think that's cool. Let's keep browsing a little bit. kind of cool. I don't really know where this is going, but I don't mind the vibe. I don't mind the vibe. Let's see. What if we added these kind of like beefier drums? I just don't know what to do with this. It's fun to jam on, though. Let's keep looking through some presets, maybe. See if there's anything else that, speaks to us. Okay, that's just a drum kit. Oh yeah, that's kind of cool, actually. I could kind of hear it go more like bass focused potentially. I almost am hearing it more as like a textural presence, more not so much as a bass sound. But that's cool. I like that. Let's just keep exploring stuff. Huh. I wonder where the interesting. I wish I could tune that peak, but I don't know where it's coming from. Whatever, let's keep looking. Yo. Thank you for the cheer, Gamma. Or the bits, rather. Honestly, I get bits so rarely that I kind of forget what they're called. Speaking of calling, another spam call. Hold on. Kind of like want to just fill this out with some random sounds. I don't know why. Maybe we could like duplicate this patch and just alter some of the settings a little bit. Actually, let's sidechain these as well. So what the hell is going on with this patch anyways? So we have some kind of like a percussive hit, it looks like. in here. It's actually a nice variation. Wow. That's all it is, just a sub and this spectral layer, or table, whatever. Just a bunch of distortion. That's interesting. I gotta start using the splitters more. I don't know why I never use splitters in Serum. I think I'm just so used to not having that option from the OG Serum. I gotta start doing that more. What if we had like a kind of like picturing like maybe some chords in there still, but I don't really know. Let's try to sidechain it a little bit at least. See if we can kind of get this to... Something like that. I don't know. It's a very basic patch, and we can spice it up, but let's just record that idea for now. I don't know about that last chord still. I just don't like that, I don't like the sus4 dominant into dominant, fifth going into a major one. Yo, thank you for the follow, Stylax. Sounds like a Loke Macarena Tech House remix for me. I'll take that as a compliment, I suppose. I need to figure out this turnaround because it's bothering me. Like that doesn't sound like it fits the vibe. But before we get too caught up in this, I want to try another thing. I wonder what generic future bass flutter chords might sound like over this. That's kind of cool. Why don't we try to mess with the sound a little bit more? Dude, this turnaround is just not working in my brain. I don't know what's just have the most obnoxious turnaround. Okay, hold on. Let's go back to the more acoustic section for a moment here to see if this brings a little... I kind of was, I didn't mind the transition from this into this. Ooh, that's kind of cool. I kind of like that call and response. Dun, 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 dun. Boom, da-da-dum, da-da-dum. um I don't know what the hell's going on in my brain right now. You have my bow and my super saw. Oh man. I think actually some like really high portamento chords here could be cool, but maybe with a different wavetable. I don't know. Switch it to always. All right, what the hell do we do now? I mean, this is so different from what we started working on. What was this? Yeah. I actually kind of like the idea of maybe having a little bit of a response-based thing. We gotta get rid of this. I don't know if that works, actually. It sounds a little goofy. Maybe if it was a better sound. Although, one thing I did want to try as well is I kind of wanted to just build out a little bit of a section without drums. Maybe just some gentle percussion or something to build some chords over. We want to increase the poly, I think. Actually, I think I want to try to do shakers instead. Let me just see if I can find a quick shaker loop. Oh. 170 BPM. That's a bit too much. Whoa. The hell is going on in this loop? Oh yeah, this sounds great. Probably would sound good in the intro. Woo! Ugh. Sloppy, but whatever. All right, well, we have two very unrelated garage house ideas in this project file. Not really sure what to make of these.
Will you say your work?
That's a good call. I should probably do that. Thank you. And what's up, Hottie? Good to see you here. Happy Thursday to you as well. Let's see. Let's go to Sketch Journal. What is it today? 03/26. 2026 garage house garage nonsense. I don't really know what to do with any of this stuff at the moment. Let's see. Might be kind of cool to start the song with a little bit of the semi-fake guitar intro.
We got a new follower.
Yo, thank you for the follow, Emma. It could just be kind of like loosely playing around with the chords. And then it could go into this. Anyways, I feel like I want to switch it up here a little bit. I'm kind of tired of these ideas we've been sketching out here. So maybe I'll just, I don't know, I guess I'll render this out. These are really two different project files, honestly. I should save this. I should save this as a separate Garage House track from today. Let's do, I don't know, like, it's a little bit flamenco-ish inspired. So let's just call it, let's call this one Garage House Flamenco. We'll delete this stuff. And then we can at least keep those a little more separate. But yeah, I'm going to try to move on to something else. Maybe I could totally switch up the tempo here for the last little bit of the stream. All right, what shall we do? I want to do a totally different tempo. Let's grab all this and go into a new project file. All right. Actually, let's get rid of these shakers. All right, let's start with this. kind of an interesting vibe. It's very dark. Let's grab some multi-band dynamics here. Try to tame these mids a little bit. Let's speed it up a tiny bit. Let's go to like maybe 90. Let's see how that feels. I think a nice hi-hat loop would go well here. Something really tight. Let's see. Maybe for simplicity's sake, I'll just grab some Oliver stuff. Because they just, or he has just engineered some really good starting points for the kind of things that, yeah, like that. Such a good starting point. Just get some hi-hats going. Simple, like closed and semi-open. Like that. All right. Going for something a little bit darker and more emotional. Kind of enjoying it. It's got an interesting feeling to it. I like that melody. The Dorian. Dorian is such a vibe. Baby boy, big chillin'. Oh yeah. He is indeed chillin'. Oh, he's faced away from me. Wow. I see how it is, bro. Look at that guy. Just a big old loaf. The curvature of the chair is like perfectly supporting him right now. All right. Let's figure out how to do this. I wonder if maybe it'd be fun to just try out some random other loops here, because like obviously the hi-hat is simple, very easy. It's kind of cool. Sometimes it's fun to just like go through random loops, see how they affect certain ideas. Ooh, this one's nice. I like how tight it is. Got that massive attack kind of feeling going for it right now. think I want to try to sketch something out here. Definitely feeling some of what's happening. Try to keep the metronome on so we can kind of figure out how to do this. Yeah, I like how that sounds. Hold on. Why does that always happen? Wait, what the hell? What the hell? That was so sloppy. Hold on. I need to change something here. Yeah, I wanted to play that. Velocity needs to be a bit higher on those. Same with these, I think. Very moody, very different vibe from before, but I think that's kind of why I wanted to do this. I really enjoy switching up the vibe regularly during my production sessions. Let's see. Which doesn't necessarily help me finish songs in a direct way, but in an indirect way, it kind of does. Says the guy who hasn't released an album in 10 years. All right. I want to build out maybe like a string interlude section kind of thing. Let's start sketching that out over here. Just a metronome for the time being. I don't know, something like that. Let's start with this. And again, my MIDI is just gone for no reason, dude. This, how is this a thing? This shouldn't be real. Like, the amount of times this happens to me in any given Ableton session is so crazy. I mean, maybe there's just a setting that I need to adjust because, like, look at this now. Well, but it never used to be like that. I don't know why. It's just a reality now. All right, enough whining. Let's go in here and just quantize everything and legato it. Let's record these sustained chords. And then let's grab some swam strings. like that. Why don't we record this and get the automation recorded too? Nice. that was a lot of vibing out to the same chords for a hot minute there. Just trying to kind of figure things out a little bit here. I like this. What? Why does it keep tuning it to the wrong... Oh, it should be B. Didn't I already switch it to B? Why did I go back to E? I wonder if I could just record some, like, random mouth percussion. Let's try it. I actually think there's some stuff in there that I could process. What the hell? It's switched up again. It keeps switching the key automatically, dude. That's crazy. Bro. Why does it feel like all of these companies... I don't know. Sometimes it just bugs me when you've paid for a product and you've gotten used to using it, only for it to just not really be able to do basic things anymore. I don't even think this is like an isolated thing. Like the most recent iOS change, the glass look, I forget what it's called, glass marble or glass whatever. Like a bunch of stuff that used to work just fine on my phone now just is extremely slow or just straight up doesn't work. Like if I try to load up my camera from my home screen and I press on the camera, a lot of times it'll just glitch out. It won't even load up the camera. Like right now, it took me like 3 swipes just to get out of it. Which, I mean, okay, I know it sounds silly to complain about little things like that, but the weird thing to me is like this was working fine before. Like, why is it just stuck like in a worse shape now? And like this same thing has happened with Autotune Pro. Like, all these like really basic things, like it just randomly switches keys, and this has been happening for years now. And my workaround has been to only select major keys, and now it's switching between major keys too. It's like, what the hell's going on here? What is happening? That probably makes me sound really old, but hey, there's a checkbox checked somewhere that shouldn't be. If you're talking about antares, I can tell you right now that's not the case, because I actually emailed with them about this last year, and this is literally a known issue. They emailed me back and were like, yes, we know about this actually, and it will automatically switch to if you're exporting, it'll automatically switch to a major scale no matter what. And the workaround was to use a different version. I think it was not. It wasn't the VST. It was the AU or something like that. But I didn't want to do that, so I just got used to using major keys only, so that it doesn't affect that. But yeah, apparently there's a new issue now. So now it's back to E major again. It should be a B, but. Let's see, what is this? Certainly could be a setting, but this is new to me because it wasn't doing this before, so yeah. I don't know. I could also be complaining, and it happens to be something that I can figure out, so I should just shut up. I don't know that this is really going anywhere. It's kind of I like this intro bit though. This part I like. This is definitely giving me Massive Attack vibes here. How can that be a known issue? Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the kind of thing that I would expect a company that has the most popular voice tuning option, or auto tuning option, I should say, in the market. That shouldn't be an issue for more than like a week, but it's literally been years. Honestly, I feel like it like if there was a different company that came in with a good auto-tune, I would jump on that in a heartbeat, and I would happily use that over Antares. I've had a lot of other issues with their stuff as well over the years, but yeah, anyways. Haven't used Diva in a while. A lot of sounds in here I would never use, but just a classic plugin. Haven't used it in a long time. kind of emancipator-y. Kind of a cool little jam. I don't really know what to do with it. All right, y'all. That was a fun little jam. But I think I'm gonna call it there for today. Yeah, kind of a pretty wide range of emotion in the sketches we're working on today. But I don't know. I think there's some potential in all of them in different ways. So I am going to save this project file. But I hope you guys had a good time watching me do random stuff today. Mr. Zev, great music today. Thank you. Thank you. So I started to learn to play a part of Insight. Nice. And I realized the 16th notes, how hard it is to build the muscle memory of something simple like pressing 4 keys. You'd be surprised, you know. It seems difficult, but that's the beautiful thing about practice. Practice doesn't make perfect, but it does create progress. That's for sure. Let me know if you end up getting it down. Yeah, I'm going to call it here for today. Thanks for hanging out with me. And thank you to the people that gifted all those subs earlier. I think it was Popcorn and somebody else who I think was a little bit newer to the stream. But hold on. Let me see if Baby's around here somewhere. I think he's rolling on the floor. Where is he? Hey, buddy. Come here. Say bye to the stream. Come here. Yeah, come here, buddy. All right. It was awesome. Let me know if you want to try LA DJ. Not sure what that is. Watch out, buddy. You're going to fall. All right. Okay. Till next time, y'all. And actually, I'll be back online tomorrow at 1 p.m. CDT, and I'll be listening to your guys' tunes. So I'm stoked. Send me some cool stuff. I'm ready. LA DJ sounds like a French DJ. What do you mean? All I think of when I hear LA is, oh, La DJ. I was thinking LA, like Los Angeles. Okay, anyways, I'm going to head out. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully, for some Feedback Fridays. Send me your tunes, and I will most likely really enjoy them. All right, peace out, and take care of y'all.
Do